chilling human body remains you can still see in person today.
Today, we're going to take a look at some historical body parts you can still visit today. As the author of the theory of relativity, Albert Einstein is arguably the most brilliant scientist who ever lived. That being said, he's mostly remembered for his hairstyle. After passing away in 1955, researchers dissected his brain, eventually donating a few slices to the Muta Museum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where it now remains on display. His hair, unfortunately, was not saved. In 1916, a group of Russian nobles murdered the mystic, healer, and recurring Hellboy villain Grigory Rasputin. According to a legend that's a little hazy on the details, Rasputin's body was castrated and his roughly 13-inch-long appendage ultimately wound up at the Museros Museum of Eroticism in St. Petersburg, Russia. Skeptics, however, maintain the organ actually belonged to a cow. Dang, Rasputin. Former U.S. President Grover Cleveland, who is sadly unrelated to the Muppet Grover, died in 1908. But during his second term in office in 1893, he had a secret operation to remove an oral tumor. To keep it on the down low, the surgery was performed on a yacht, and the press was told the president was on a fishing trip. Cleveland is long gone, but the tumor found a permanent home in a glass tube at Philadelphia's College of Physicians Mutter Museum. Most people want to be buried or cremated after they pass, but philosopher Jeremy Bentham was not most people. For reasons way too esoteric to delve into here, he wanted his skeleton dressed up, his head preserved, and the whole thing put on display with a sign reading, Auto Icon. Unfortunately for Bentham, after he died in 1832, the embalmers accidentally disfigured his head. They replaced it with a wax head that's still on display in a specially made cabinet at the University College London, England, in the Student Centre on Gordon Square. Galileo Galilei's many accomplishments in physics, philosophy, math, and astronomy earned him a revered place in the history of science. But given how he was forced to recant his life's work, you have to imagine there were a whole lot of folks he would have loved to give the finger to. And strangely, that worked out pretty well. He died in 1642, but someone dug him up 95 years later and removed several body parts, including his middle finger. It eventually turned up in an auction and became part of a collection at the History of Science Museum in Florence, Italy, if you give a flip.